airplanes. Chicago was where you had to go.
Mexican Lake, ito mo ito Mexican Lake, ito naman. Mexican Lake, ito
And
naman.
so that's why we have Navy Pier, by the way. It was supposed to be one of 5 piers, all just like this. When it debuted, it was Municipal Pier number 4. And it was called for in our city plan of Chicago, which is David Burnham. Now, 1, 2, 3, and 5 are never built. This one's number 4, right? And since the other 4 were never built, this one it changed uses pretty fast. Because very quickly technology changed, and boats and barges and ships started going around the little skinny Chicago River, especially once the Panama Canal opened up after our river reversal. That was a huge thing that changed the flow of traffic globally. And so trains take over, other things happen, and this goes to disuse. Opened in 1908, it only lasted as Municipal Pier until 1917. It then becomes Navy Pier, but not what we know and love today. Instead, this was used for World War I and World War II for the United States Navy. Then after that, the name sticks around for Navy Pier, but it loses the naval presence, right? This becomes UIC, University of Illinois Chicago Navy Pier campus in the 1950s and 60s, and then it goes to disuse before it becomes what we know and love today. Towards the end of the 20th century. Now, all sorts of stuff goes on here all year round. Things like, of course, we have the Grand Prix that's happening this weekend, but there are things that happen here all season, including winter. Chicagoans are crazy, and we're out here when it's freezing and it's icing over at the edges of Navy Pier. Something that happens, it's not a general admission thing, but just I think really fun. Auditions for NBC's The Voice happen here every single year, and it's a massive cattle call that draws between 50 and 80,000 people come and they audition through here. And this is one of the few locations across the country where those auditions happen, but it happens right at this pavilion at the very end, which, by the way, the Chicago flag's at the end of it. You'll see our flag all throughout our city. It is quite popular, partially because it's just beautiful. It's simple, it's elegant. But Chicagoans, we actually love our flag so much that it's estimated 1 out of every 17 Chicagoans has a Chicago flag tattooed somewhere on their body. It is the second most popularly tattooed flag in the world, the first being the Great British flag. Considering that they colonized just about everywhere, it's pretty impressive that we're second place for that. So with that in mind, let's go to a bit of Chicago pride. For me, it's the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel was our invention that we made to outdo Paris, France in 1893. We purely did it because we were competitive and because in 1888, Paris hosted the World's Fair before us. Now, when Chicago burned down at the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, it took a really long time to rebuild. It took a couple decades solidly, and that's why we fought to host the World's Fair that should have been in 1892. Because if you don't know what a World's Fair is, in the days before the internet, every 4 years, we would gather at a different country and we would show off new technologies, new fashions, food, art, and the whole world would just kind of come together at different places. And so it was a really big honor to get to host the World's Fair. And Chicago fought to get the 1892